I've had enough of this talk that I pay too much for my perfume and I should use dupes, where I don't believe that they're as good as the real thing, but who am I to judge without trying? So one of my clients told me about this website Dossier Perfume, so I'm gonna order a bunch of them and let's see, make a bundle. Third one is 10% off and free shipping. Okay, I'm gonna order 5, 2 that I've never smelled and 3 that I really like. Ambery Sage, Fougère Oud, Powdery Tobacco, Citrus Ginger. What do I have? The 5th item, I get 20% off. Let's go. Woody Chestnut. Grand total with shipping for 550 ml fragrances will be 231 Canadian dollars. I really hope they hold up against the real thing because I would save a lot of money. I got them. So let's try one a day for the next week and see if it's worth your money. This morning I'm trying Ambery Sage. Like Tom Ford, fucking fabulous. The Fougère Oud. This is supposed to mimic Oud Wood from Tom Ford. Citrus Ginger. This is supposed to be like Bleu de Chanel. Woody Chestnut. By the Fireplace by Maison Margiela. Trying Powdery Tobacco, mimicking the Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. Okay, I'm done. I smelled enough. I'm gonna answer something right away. Are the dupes as good as the real one? No. But I have more to say about this. Let's get back to it a little bit later. So my opinion is based on 3 premises to see if it's worth your money. First off, do they smell good or bad without thinking of what they are supposed to be mimicking? Second off, DNA. Are they smelling like what they're supposed to be smelling like? And number 3, how long do they last? The first comparison we're gonna do Replica by the Fireplace from Maison Margiela. And the copy is Woody Chestnut. Does it smell good? Yes. I'm not sure about the chestnut, but I do smell the smoke, vanilla, what's supposed to be by the Fireplace. So the DNA is definitely there. The smell is very good. Although compared to the real one, it's very, very sweet, very cakey. And some people said that it's a unisex perfume, but they were saying that it was more feminine. I see this one more feminine than this one. This one clearly to me is more masculine. And is it lasting? Absolutely. This lasted all day. Although it starts very strong, very cakey, it tones down quite fast. The smoky comes after the sweetness. But this one is definitely more smoky. But close enough. The second one we're looking at, it was my second wild card, Ambery Sage. And this is supposed to be mimicking Tom Ford fucking Fabulous. I didn't want to buy a big bottle of that because this is super expensive. So I bought this little 10 ml with this little traveling pack. Well done, Tom. This is great. Does it smell good? No. At the beginning, the only thing I can smell is sage and lavender, but the lavender is very, very strong. And I hate lavender. I think it's because of the toilet sprays. It took about half hour before I stopped tasting the thing and I was walking outside. Now, does it has the DNA of the fucking Fabulous? Yes and no. This is clearly much more refined. This smells really soapy, really clean. There's leather clearly in that one that you can smell that I can't smell on this. But there are some similar notes. And was it lasting on my skin? Way too long, if you ask me. Although I've never smelled this one before, I was happily surprised and I discovered one of my new favorite fragrances. I just really hate the name. Fucking Fabulous, really, Tom? Couldn't think of something better. The next one we're gonna talk about is Fougère Oud, which is supposed to be mimicking Tom Ford Oud Wood, which is my favorite fragrance of all time. How does this smell? Fougère means fern. This is the only thing I can smell from this one is fern. I can't smell the oud. And oud is super expensive. Wonder how they could be able to afford at such a low price to be selling this at like $59 for 50 ml. I understand that this is marked up because of the name and the brand. Still, oud is very, very expensive. And all I could smell is the fern. And funny enough, when I went to buy the real fragrances, I smelled Fougère L'Argent, the Tom Ford, and this is much closer than Fougère L'Argent than from Oud Wood. Any DNA, I can't see the resemblance whatsoever. And does it last long? Absolutely not. Half hour after wearing this thing, it was gone. Another very popular one, Citrus Ginger, which is supposed to be mimicking Bleu de Chanel. I used to wear that before. I don't wear it anymore because I didn't think it suit me well enough, but I still love the smell of this thing. Does it smell good? Absolutely. It's very fresh, very bright, very clean. Does it have any DNA from the real one? Absolutely. And how long does it last? A couple of spritz of that lasted me all day. I could smell it all day, so I probably put a little bit too much. Atomizer on this thing is crazy. Take a look at this. It propulsates a lot. From the get-go, it's very strong, but it tones down quite fast and to a pleasant smell, maybe 15 to 30 minutes after. Obviously, this one is a little more refined. If you compare both, you'll see the difference between the two, but it's still very, very close. And lastly, powdery tobacco. Tobacco? Powdery tobacco. Potato. And it's supposed to be mimicking Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. This is a find of this year. I did not know this existed, and I love the smell of this. Very manly. Does it smell good? Absolutely. However, it smells very cakey as well. Very, very sweet from the beginning. Pretty much all I can smell is vanilla when I put it. After it toned down, it started to smell a little more like tobacco. Do we have DNA? Absolutely. And it lasts pretty good. I actually was tattooing the day I was wearing that. And when my client came in about 2 hours after I was tattooing her, she asked me what was the incense, the tobacco smell incense that I was burning. And I told her it was a cologne and she really liked it. So it does smell quite similar. However, the real one, as soon as you smell it, you smell the fresh tobacco in it. It's really, this one is much more manly than this one. So who wins and lasts the longest? Definitely this pair and that pair. This one is the only one that I'm actually really disappointed. It does not smell anything like oud wood, in my personal opinion. This one, it's not really on par with the real one. And this one is pretty cool. So like I said, I think the real ones are much more refined than the dupes. But again, this is just based on my nose, my opinion, and the 5 bottles that I got from one company. And I do believe that these are great options if you're in your 20s or your late teens and you don't really know the kind of smell that you like. You know, do you like spicier, stronger, or maybe sweeter? And you want to try to discover the type of smells that you like. I think these are definitely a great option. And once you figure out the smell that you like, then you can invest a little more in something more refined. But I do think that the real bottle is gonna last you a little bit longer because you have to put a lot less for it to last longer. And it truly does smell better. Thank you so much for watching. This is all for me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, sub, comment. Tell me what's your favorite fragrances or if you know any good dupes. And I'll see you in the next one.